All right, we're live.
So can I not wear my mask right now? Just kidding. Is it on? All right, sorry. Welcome to the special called meeting of the Joint Development Authority of the Athens-Clarke County Government in the city of Winterville at 6:04 on Wednesday, October 13th. I don't have the agenda in front of me because I'm in my car. Can somebody, Ilka, can you tell me what's first on the agenda?
It's the approval of the agenda. Approval of the minutes, I think, comes first.
Okay. All right. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes from last time?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes from our last meeting?
We'll need it to be the last two meetings. It'll be June the
We have-
29th and
Right, a special
August the
call.
22nd.
Okay. All right. So is there a motion from somebody to do that?
I'll motion to approve both sets of minutes.
All right. Second, Dodd seconds it. All right. Any discussion of the minutes? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the 2 minutes, as the motion states, raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. All right. What's next?
Next item is approval of the agenda for this special called meeting.
All right. Do I have I guess I can put forth a motion, I believe, as the chair. So I put forth a motion to approve the agenda for today's meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Stephanie seconds. Any discussion of the agenda for today? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the agenda for today, raise your hand or say aye. Opposed? All right. Motion passes unanimously. Next. I assume it's the
next item is the discussion of the discussion and vote on the loan deferment. Stephanie, you want to share that?
Sure.
I shared this with everyone. Y'all should have gotten a document, but essentially we have at least one business, and maybe there will be a few others that have asked if we have a form of relief because they're still having COVID issues. They're an event type company and they rely on trade shows and they can't do them. So with that request, we went to First American and asked them their advice, how they handle these deferments, and consulting with them, we've come up with this policy that we'll do a one-time 90-day deferral for principal repayments. It essentially pushes their maturity date back 3 months. They pay 3 months of interest prepaid when they sign the agreement. So their interest rate is slightly changed because they're paying 3 extra interest payments. And Dan was going to check to make sure that wasn't a problem. Dan, did you find out anything about that?
It's okay.
Okay. So this is past Dan's scrutiny and the bank's scrutiny. So I'd like for people to discuss whether they have a problem with us having a deferment policy.
Let's put it forth in the shape of a motion, and then we can discuss it as a part of a motion. So I'd like to move that we approve the deferment, the one-time deferment of people's loans based upon the criteria that everybody has seen.
Second.
All right. Got a motion and a second. Now we're open the floor for discussion.
I have a question about that. So we say that it's one-time deferment. This pandemic is rounding its second birthday. So what happens if they can't start making payments after the deferment period?
Well, they would, default proceedings would start.
Yep.
That's just the reality of it. And I think it will be complicated to manage multiple deferments for a single business. It's already complicating things to have the deferment, but it will make it more difficult to manage multiple deferments.
And we would offer, any business that if we say yes for one, are we going to look at deferments on a case-by-case basis, or are we going to automatically grant them for anyone who requests a one-time deferment
We're going to make them a test. So this form that we've created, we make them a test that their business is unable to make the payments because of interruptions of business. We're just taking their word for it.
So we're not scrutinizing. We're just they do the attestation, and we say yes, okay, one time.
Yep, one time.
For
And
any month.
they could do it. Let's say they pay for 6 months, you know, because things are doing well, and then some other COVID interruption happens, and 6 months in, they need a 3-month deferment. It doesn't have to be at the beginning of term. It could be at any point, and so this isn't very specific. We're just saying a 3-month deferment at any point.
Right.
The life of the loan.
Yes.
But
Right.
really, at this point, the rest of the life of the loan is about 18 months, really
Yeah.
17 months at this point if they've missed paying a month. So it's not a super long period that they've got this 3-month deferment during.
But that extends the deferment until 21 months, right? If we allow it.
Well, so their loans would expire 3 months later, but if someone signed this today, if they didn't make their September payment, they're already 1 month in arrears.
Mhm.
So the deferment, basically, if you sign it today, will go to December 31st, but then you got to pay in
Month.
January.
3 months, right? Okay.
While this form is up on the screen, can I point out something at the risk of getting hooted and jeered?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Sorry.
that's
What
fine.
happens when you let a lawyer in the meeting?
Little levity here. Okay.
You've got at the top of the, or I'm sorry, the bank has at the top of the form, the last sentence of the first paragraph, and this is consistent with the deferment form itself, says the 3-month interest is due upon acceptance of the deferment policy.
Mm-hmm.
And the last sentence says, I will need to continue to pay interest payments during the deferral period. And that's
Mhm.
literally inconsistent.
Where do you see that last sentence?
Right above the attestation.
Oh, right here in the attestation. Yeah, that's because originally we were just going to have them send a single check every month for their interest, and that was too much paperwork. So I need to just take that out because they're paying it when they sign.
It'd be sufficient just to delete it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in
I
meeting
agree.
for us. I saw them yesterday.
Pardon?
Dodge talking offline.
Oh.
And I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
So this 3 months of interest is tacked on to all the other interest and principal payments. So it's kind of like a penalty that they pay up front.
That's true.
It's not really a penalty because during the 3 months when they're not making a principal payment, they still have the money. But the loan continues to accrue interest, and what's really happening is that it's prepaid interest for that 3-month period, but it's earned interest.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I have lots of research materials I can send you on that question if you like.
I think I'll pass. Everybody else can join in.
That was wise. That was wise.
All right. So we're talking about just striking that one sentence in what Stephanie's showing, and everything else remains the same, right? Is there any other discussion of this topic? I'm satisfied with it, but what do y'all think?
There's one more quick piece, which is when a late notice goes out, a first late notice or a second late notice, the bank, at our request, has created a new version of that letter for us that directs people to contact the JDA because they can request a deferral. So that lets them know when they get their first notice, they don't have to think about a deferral and then know to call. It just tells them, if you're late and if you need a deferral, please get in touch with us and we'll be glad to help.
Is that on the screen now, this highlighted portion of text? You don't see that? Okay.
I personally don't feel the need to scrutinize the text of this letter to approve this motion myself. I mean, I trust that it'll be written in a way that's appropriate, unless people want to see it before we vote on it.
Anybody want me to pull that text up?
I don't need to see it, but if others do, by all means.
No, thank you.
Okay. I'm not hearing any dissent, so we trust that Ilka and Stephanie have the letter and the bank. Between the three of them, they have the letter written appropriately, so we don't have to approve the letter.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other discussion of this motion for this one-time deferment? All right. Hearing none, I'm going to call the question. All those in favor of approving the motion to have a one-time deferment, as we have discussed, raise your hand or say aye. All right. All those opposed, motion passes unanimously. So congratulations. I know the next agenda item because I was instrumental in its creation. The motion that we have now is, or the discussion is to adopt the IT security plan that I put together, to basically say what the risks are, what the benefit, and what's the mitigation strategies for any number of things that could be problematic. And I'd have to read it again to see if if I indicated that our current use of the Google tool set is safe, and I'd have to bring it up real quick, but I assessed it, and my assessment is that the way we've been doing things is on a secure basis, and there's no risks that we're taking that will cause any problems. So I'd like to put forth a motion to approve the IT security plan for the Joint Development Authority. Is there a second for that?
I'll second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion of that document? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of adopting the IT security plan, say aye. Hands up. All right, any opposed? All right, I think that's the agenda, isn't it? Okay, well then I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Next regular meeting?
Oh, sorry. Oh, yep, thank you. Next regular meeting is November?
Third.
November the 3rd.
Okay. All right, that's our next meeting, because I don't see us having a special call meeting before then. So 5:30 Wednesday. We have to see what's going on with COVID. Kelly, I don't know whether the county is going to allow us to meet in person in November, but if not, we'll just do WebEx.
Cases are falling, so if things continue to go on this trajectory, we'll be in good shape.
Okay, well, it's whatever. I mean, we'll either meet in person if we're not comfortable, or we'll meet in WebEx. I mean, we'll meet on WebEx if we're not comfortable, and we'll meet in person if we are. Same bat channel, same bat place. Okay. All right. Is there a motion? I guess I put forth the motion to adjourn. Is there a second? All right. 2 seconds. How about thirds? All those in favor of adjourning, raise your hand. All right. Have a good evening, folks.
Happy Halloween.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.